Just one more time. Give it a... They've definitely released by now. It's definitely... Oh,
They felt the cold splash of water on their buttocks.
Pebble dash everywhere. Oh, like an explosion in a gravy factory.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend.
I know, I've got nothing. Explosion in a gravy factory. I can't top that.
I have neither a metaphor nor a simile for a lot of poo, unfortunately.
Like a chocolate brown avalanche. Oh, on the subject, wasn't there a chocolatey topic you wanted to discuss?
Oh, I do love topic.
Smooth segue.
Love topics.
Topics.
Ooh.
Were they the crumbly ones?
No, topics are the faux Snickers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they're the ones with hazelnuts in, but they're a lot more kind of squat.
More squat than a Snickers. Sounds like an insult. Your mum is more squat than a Snickers, and she's full of hazelnuts.
Maybe without the hazel bit.
Stuff full of nuts. Did you want to talk about the chocolate thing or what?
Yes. So
go on then.
Now I saw one may call it a talking heads kind of show. So where they a list show basically.
Oh yeah.
Where they run down nation's favourite blah blah blah. And the one that I was watching was about the nation's favourite chocolate. And when I was watching it, and like the top 20, I was just like, no,
none of them.
I don't. Not none of them necessarily, but they just seemed they seemed poorly placed to me. And I think we need to maybe put this list in its place.
Put the world to rights on this one.
Exactly. So there's 30 on this list of nation's favourite chocolates. The nation, of course, being the kingdom that was formerly united and now is just...
I'm always amazed by these... I say amazed. I'm intrigued by these lists because how do you get to nation's favourite? And I'm assuming ask 1,000 people, take an average.
I'm sure I saw some kind of statistic for how many they did.
Or maybe it's like sales figures, perhaps. Sales figures would work, I think.
I think it is actually based on polling.
Okay. I was going to say, because sales figures I don't think would be very accurate, because maybe your favourite is like a super expensive chocolate that you can't buy all the time.
Yeah.
But you can only afford to buy the one that is in your price range.
Yeah. So. Asda Smart Price Dairy Milk chocolate is actually the nation's favourite. So it is out of... Now, I definitely don't feel it's a representative study either. 2,000 UK adults. So that is skewed in many ways.
And when you say UK, are they from all over the UK? Or are they 2,000 West Bromwich adults?
Exactly. It could be. Now, that much it does not go into. So...
Not that we're statisticians and know how to properly carry out this kind of survey. But...
Yeah. But, I mean, maybe, before you commit to something like nation's favourite chocolate...
it's a big headline, right? It's a big claim.
Yeah. It's... strong. Would you like to, as I'm sure all of your lovers have ever asked, would you like to start from the bottom or the top?
Yes, please. It's generally my response.
Yeah.
I feel... Are we going to...
I will start in the middle and determine which way...
I'll start in the middle and I'll look both ends at once. Are we going to do the top 30?
One away to one way. Who take your finger out of my mouth? What's that? I couldn't hear you. I was nose deep in your navel.
Some people like that. Do you want to do all 30 or do you want to do the top 10?
Well, what we'll do, we'll run through the 30 to
List
10.
off the top. Yeah.
Well,
list
30,
off the first.
yeah,
first
30 to
20.
11. So number 30 was Munchies.
The square.
Which,
Square. Bite
exactly.
size
So
yeah, okay.
square, bite-sized chocolate around a little bit of biscuit, around quite a bit of
Quite
caramel.
good actually. Quite like it. I
Yeah,
like the bite
pretty
size
alright.
nature.
Yeah, if you want to, you can smash through a whole tube in one go, or you've got obviously the ability to save for later. Number 29. I disagree with this placement. There should be much higher on the list. Number 29, Cadbury's Boost.
Nope.
Chocolate.
Nope, Boost deserves to be this low.
No,
If
are you
even in the top 30.
insane? I'm sorry, but right. So a lovely, soft, semi-truffle-like chocolate with biscuit centre, coated in caramel, coated in chocolate, deserves to be lower than 29.
It's a flaky, crumbly mess of a biscuit. It has no idea what it's doing. It falls apart, gets everywhere.
You're not eating it right, mate. Everyone knows you eat a Boost, like up, rigid. You don't tilt a Boost. You eat a Boost downwards.
in the classic moving downwards action. If you're not
Exactly.
going down, then you're not eating the Boost correctly. You've got to go down on the Boost.
Your face should be perpendicular to the floor
Right.
when devouring a Boost. It should your face should just be going down and down, getting ever closer. Your nose should touch a knuckle.
Advice for life.
Which is something. Yeah, again, something I'm sure you've told your lovers before. Number 28. Now, number 28, I believe should be much lower because number 28, I have no time for Milky Way. Milky Way is the most bland and dull
Now,
chocolate.
if this was a
bar.
kids poll, I reckon that would be higher.
Yeah, I would agree.
When I was
Because
when I was like 7 to 10 years old, Milky Bar was the shit.
Yeah.
Milky Way, sorry,
Milky Way, not Milky Bar.
Milky Ways were the shit.
Yeah.
They were so good. But I
Yeah.
tend to agree that nowadays I'm a bit more like,
Yeah, it's chocolate and nougat. I'm sorry, that's not enough for me anymore. That's
you want the caramel biscuit goodness.
exactly. I mean, I've put it out there before, but I'm a caramel guy. Like that is my. If you're gonna give me any kind of sweet thing, caramel is gonna be an excellent place to start. If men ejaculated caramel, I would be gay. I will put that out there. But yeah, Milky Way. Saying that, Milky Way could be, if anyone were to listen from this from outside the UK,
There are
or
different
at the very
things
least
here.
in America, a Milky Way is a Mars bar,
In other parts of the year.
effectively.
Yeah. Well,
Because yeah, every other
between
time of the
February
year,
and June,
Milky
they're known
Way.
as the Milky Bar.
Yeah,
Outside of that time,
yeah. Obviously, in the UK, a Milky Way is just nougat in the middle, chocolate on the outside. In America, it is nougat with a topping of caramel on the top and then chocolate on the outside. Which over here we of course call a Mars bar. I believe Milky Way should be much lower. Very dull. Meh. Number 27, bias. I feel it should be higher because again, caramel love, the Rolo.
I agree. Roller should be higher. A little
Yeah.
cup of delicious.
Exactly, and again, it's
Handy
handy. You
bite,
can choose
yeah.
them when you want to eat.
One
You
or
want
two at a time if you want.
bite size. Oh, there we go. Plus, it's also got the cultural heritage that if you maybe sweet on someone,
yeah.
can save your last one. It's like, hey,
Who'd you give your
saved you my
Rolo to?
last Rolo. Something to do with your ass.
It's worked before.
Must have done it at some point. Number 26. I think this is probably about right for what this is. Toffee crisp.
Yeah.
I feel that's pretty. Yeah, I could go with the number 26. I think that's about right placement. Biscuity centre, bit of toffee in there as well, coffee caramelly, and then chocolate. Yeah.
Am I misremembering the toffee crisp then? I thought it was like
Maybe.
a Rice Krispie and toffee thing coated in chocolate.
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah,
what it is.
okay. Yeah, quite poor.
Number 25. This should not even be included on a list. Number 25. Fry's Turkish Delight. I'm sorry, but there's something wrong.
Something obvious about
with
this
anybody.
that it's not a chocolate, unless it's the chocolate coated Fry's Turkish Delight.
It is
But
the
still-
chocolate coated one, but people who like Turkish Delight, I equate people who like Turkish Delight with. Have you ever seen the TV program The Chase?
I'm vaguely familiar.
People who like Turkish Delight, I believe, would be the same people that would take a negative offer on The Chase.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
They seem weak of character,
Oh, okay.
and unwilling to gamble
Week of character,
on
that's
anything.
interesting.
But given that their favourite confectionery is rose flavoured.
See, I associate Turkish Delight quite strongly with the C.S. Lewis books and TV show, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Because when I think it's Edward, one of the boys, first goes through the wardrobe into Narnia, he's approached by the White Witch, and in order to kind of get him on her side, she offers him hot chocolate and Turkish Delight. And so it's interesting that you associate Turkish Delight with weakness of character because it worked for him.
There you go.
It was just an odd connection in my brain.
Sweet serendipity there.
So yeah, you're not a fan of the Turkish Delights then?
No. Whether chocolate coated or not, absolutely disgusting, horrible things. That is very much a take it or leave it. Like, you either do really like a Turkish Delight or you do not. There is no middle ground of, oh, well, I will eat a Turkish Delight if I must. It is either, why, a delightful Turkish Delight. Or, oh my God, Turkish Delight, I would rather suck my own arse. Thank you very much, good sir.
All right.
These next two, I'm incandescent with rage at their placing. So number 24 is the Cadbury Picnic Bar.
Okay.
And number 23, the one that I'm most angry at, is Galaxy Caramel.
Well, as a caramel lover, you'd obviously want that to be top 5.
That is Galaxy Caramel. Yeah, Galaxy Caramel is the peak caramel bar.
Peak caramel right there.
It's the perfect flavour combination of chocolate and caramel. Picnic, I've always enjoyed, even though it has raisins in, and I can imagine that is why a lot of people have put it down this low. Picnic has a lot going for it that people don't appreciate. But definitely, Galaxy Caramel at 23 is an utter outrage.
Is it the caramel that you think people are not appreciating in a picnic bar? By any chance?
No, I think the reason the picnic is this low is the raisins.
Yeah, but is the reason you love it the caramel?
Partially, but it is the fact that it's made up of so many good things. Like, I like raisins, and I like the hazelnuts, and I like the biscuity, and I like the caramel, and I like the chocolate. There is no bad bit of a picnic bar for me.
Okay.
And for it to be that low,
a travesty, he says.
Very disappointing. Number 22. I expected it would be higher. Personally, I would put it lower, based on childhood incident. Number 22 is the Milky Bar.
Milky Bar. Do you have bad memories of the Milky Bar?
Can you guess?
Did somebody sing a song at you?
I once was the Milky Bar kid. No, it was the same situation with Milky Bar as it was with cold prawns. And the reason I can no longer eat them, I binged on them. Not together, obviously.
What a combo.
Do you know what Do you know what I really want? Gosh, I'm 7 and the world is my oyster. I want prawns and Milky Bar,
oysters.
Grandma. Whoa! Oh. This was all a bad choice. Shellfish and white chocolate. Oh God!
Did you actually vomit from them?
Yeah, yeah. I had like probably 2 or 3 Milky Bars because I wasn't really I wouldn't say improperly supervised, but like I wasn't being watched over perhaps as I should be in my chocolate consumption. The same thing with the prawns I think was probably just a bad prawn that got into a bunch. But yeah, the Milky Bar was just pure childhood OD.
Well, that's a good reason as any not to like something if it makes you throw up.
Yeah. Opinion on Milky Bar for you? Higher, lower, about right?
I'll be honest, I'm not a big consumer of chocolate in the first place. So my top 30 would be limited to maybe 5. I have an opinion about maybe 10 bars of chocolate in total. There'll be somewhere I'm like, I don't really care. The rest of them is all just like a beige, mediocre middle ground where it's like, I think my top 30 would be 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom.
And then the rest.
And then 24 others tied for 5th place. Just tied for the middle is every other chocolate bar. And then there's 3 at the bottom that I'm like, whoa, well, that's a travesty against humanity. But like you would Turkish Delight. And there'll be 3 at the top where I'm like, if I'm in the mood for chocolate, I'm going forward there. Okay. Up to 20, aren't we?
No, 21. So we're on 21. Number 21, I'm surprised this is actually in the list. Number 21 is the Yorkie Bar.
In my younger day, that was a top choice.
It was good because of size and volume
massive amounts of chocolate, it was just for a reasonable price.
Exactly. But not good chocolate. Like, even then...
That's it. Then when I came to that realisation, like, one day I was in the middle of a delicious Yorkie Bar. I'm like, why am I eating this? This isn't good. This isn't nice. Too chalky.
Number 20, it is probably one rung above Advent Calendar chocolate. I'll put Yorkie.
Interesting. I might go the other way. I think it's below Advent Calendar chocolate.
Oh, really? Yeah. Really? Wow. Oh, that's... Ooh.
Oh, when we get to the top, we need to talk about what is the best chocolate in the world. Go on. Because there is...
Your number
there is one correct answer.
Okay. Number 20 is just the normal Aero. All right, yeah. Does that mean that other Aeros are appearing later in this list? It may well do.
I quite like an Aero.
They're all right. I prefer a Whisper, to be honest. Right. Just taste. I could eat an Aero. Number 19. I believe it should be higher. However, I most definitely believe that Galaxy Caramel should be above this because number 19 is Cadbury's Caramel.
Yeah. Objectively, caramel chocolates should always be Galaxy chocolate should always be higher than Cadbury's chocolates. Ooh. Galaxy chocolate is a better chocolate.
Oh, I would not necessarily agree with that. Oh, I would put Cadbury chocolate as better, but Galaxy caramel, as in
the caramel
inside the Galaxy, is better than Cadbury caramel.
All right.
Number 18, Cadbury's fudge.
Oh, yeah.
Formerly known as a finger of fudge. I have no issues with that being there. It could be higher.
It could well be. I have many fond memories of enjoying a finger of fudge with friends. Finger of fudge with friends.
I bet you do. You went to an all-boys
school. I'm an open-minded kind of guy.
Yeah.
Hang on, didn't you go to an all-boys school?
We both went to boarding school. We know what happens. Oh God, can you imagine if we went to boarding school? Christ, it would give an excuse for being like this, I suppose. Number 17, kind of surprised, but Lindor from Lindt.
See, that I think should be higher.
Oh, interesting.
I
could probably. I would have no issues. Yeah, I would have no issues with seeing it higher, particularly because I do like the texture change. I think it's very nice. That very sudden.
Yeah, you've got that quite a hard outer shell, but so soft in the middle.
Yeah, ooh, lovely stuff.
Almost the definition of melt in the mouth.
Number 16, the Cadbury's double decker. I can eat it.
Yep.
It would never really be my go-to. That is one of those where it's like, oh, I've not had one of those in a while. Yeah, I'll
give that a go.
Yeah, but again, it is just chocolate, nougat, and biscuit.
And not even particularly creatively put together, I don't think. Just a bit.
No. Next one, I expected to be higher, and I kind of feel like maybe it should be Cadbury's fruit and nut.
See, I think that's maybe nowadays feels a bit old-fashioned. It's quite a traditionalist chocolate, I think, if you can say such a thing about a chocolate bar.
I mean, maybe 15 could be about right, but I feel the fruit and nut maybe is in an underappreciated period at the moment.
Right.
Definitely give it a nibble now and again. Number 14.
Yes.
Number 14, Cadbury's Whisper. What I will say is perhaps replace normal Whisper with Whisper Gold here, because Whisper Gold...
Oh, a Whisper Gold, yeah. You were a caramel fiend, aren't you?
I went to...
I remember my very first...
The very first time I went to... have you ever been to Macro before? It's kind of like... is it Costco? Where you can buy in bulk, basically. Like, it's intended for, business use. Obviously, my wife used to run her own business, so she was like, oh, well, I'll get a Macro card, and we go there. The very first thing that I bought when I went to Macro, I saw a box of 46 Whisper Golds, and I just went, them. Those are mine. It was like £20, because obviously they worked out, something like 50p each or something. And I was like, them. I don't care how much it is. I will get those. They are being bought now. I was not a healthy man for a while after that.
They lasted a week.
That's probably about right, to be honest. Like, retrospectively, from a health perspective, yeah, probably wasn't the best idea doing that. Oh well, I enjoyed myself at the time.
Maybe not.
Number 13. Quite surprised this is this high up. I will call this the airport staple chocolate.
Is this the one you think of as being found in the airport?
There you go.
A gift from abroad. Yeah, Toblerone.
I have no issues with Toblerone. I quite like Toblerone. Although it's the sticky nut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's honey coated almond,
is.
I think. And, just lodged right in, because it's obviously like sort of they've already
right in the teeth,
like caramelized the almond, and then they've coated it in honey, so it's already excessively sticky, and then it's just gums up. I'm lucky I've only got one filling, but I can imagine if you had more than that would just be a minefield of danger.
So I also quite like a Toblerone, but they are not.
They're horrible to eat. Really, they hurt your mouth. Even in the new shape, it's actually worse because you'll snap it off, and where before you had the clean triangle, which was awkward enough. Now you have clean triangle and like an extra flat angle. Yeah, you've got like an L shape in your mouth, and just
Well, this was going to be my question then. Have you done the whole triangle in the mouth thing from a big Toblerone bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Correct manner of eating. Wonderful moment there of just seeing you trying to shove it all in your face.
One day we'll videocast. That will be pretty. Number 12. This is why I clarified before, because number 12 is the Aero Mint.
Mint Aero is a very popular choice.
I would perhaps venture it is the best mint chocolate, maybe. However, something I'm surprised at, and like spoiler alert, in this top 30, there is no After 8. How do you feel about that? No after eights.
I'm surprised.
I wonder, again, maybe in keeping with the fruit and nut theme, I wonder if maybe it's seen as quite an old hat kind of confectionery now.
Old-fashioned kind of thing, maybe. I think it's seen as seasonal. So maybe you don't eat it all year round, but I think come Christmas, you're like, oh yeah, but after eight's like a Christmas or a party kind of thing, I think. Because there's another one which hasn't been mentioned yet, and I don't think is going to crack the top 10, which I put in the same kind of basket.
Okay.
But I'll see when we get to the top 10.
Number 11,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised at, because basic chocolate for me. A Galaxy Ripple.
Oh yeah, 11. You thought that should have been higher?
Lower.
Or lower?
Just,
oh, okay.
compared to what's below, a Galaxy Ripple. Are you mad? Are you mad?
The disdain in your voice.
You 2,000 idiots put Galaxy Ripple above Galaxy Caramel?
Not all of them are you. Not all of them love caramel as much as you do.
This is...
Clearly.
I just consider this list madness, frankly. And like when I think when we get into the top 10, some of these might make you go, "You what?" Right. So we're into the top 10 now.
Number 10.
We've broached. So number 10. If I were to say to you, honeycomb centre.
Crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy.
I think that's quite a hard working chocolate. That's quite a good kind of just day to day.
I think the advantage. I think that is probably just about right. I don't think it deserves to be any higher. It could be a scotch lower. However, it's got good chocolate around the outside, and it's got a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
The centre of the honeycomb is very good because you can, if you wish, just kind of suck away at it, and the middle is obviously like the weak spot. So you can go down the middle, and then just crunch away at the outsides if you want. So it's a wonderful.
You're thinking of like a crunchy
it's a
straw.
wonderful oral experience with a crunchy at times.
Mm.
And if you are
like a good
kind of god tier, you can nibble the chocolate off one end, nibble the chocolate off the other end, place it in a manner of hot beverage, and
that's what I was
through
thinking.
Whoa, and then have it split apart and go all wrong. When they just when it just degrades just while eating, but
just dissolves, just completely gone, and then you hot beverage is super
but
sweet.
For those maybe minute max where you are living, that's
you are living la vida loca,
inside out. Number 9, I'm not surprised at the placing, but again I feel like in modern times it should be lower. The Kit Kat.
See, I think this one maintains its position because of its dunkability. As you were talking previously with the crunchy drinking through the thing. A similar thing can be done with a Kit Kat if you're very careful. But also, just split a finger off, dunk it in. Everybody loves to dunk a finger, and then have a nibble. I think 9's about right.
Now, let's see if you agree with...
But you can only go to 4. More than 4 fingers is too much.
That's what they say. At least that's the rules that the government put in place. Number 8.
It's hilariously true. I love that. I've forgotten about that.
Now that's a callback, guys. If you're still listening from that podcast, Jesus Christ. Right, let's see if you agree with number 8 then, because number 8 is the Kit Kat Chunky. Oh, no. Oh. A very visible shake of the head. Lower, I'm guessing?
Yeah, much lower.
What I would say, this list was kind of done early 2018.
Before the dark days of the new Kit Kat Chunky.
Before the good times of things like Kit Kat Chunky Peanut Butter, I believe. Did you ever, there's a lot of Kit Kat Chunky's really worked on itself. And it's got some interesting flavours out there.
Brought something new to the table, has it? It's a chunky wafer biscuit.
Again, I feel with the Kit Kat Chunky, it can be sometimes an oral struggle. Because obviously you've got the 3 segments. And if something is naturally segmented like that, the goal is, well, that is where I bite. That's my biting point. I'm not going to bite halfway through a segment. That is insanity. I have to choose the whole segment comes off. And so you just end up with a big kind of and if you've not got a very...
It's just too much for one mouthful.
I'm lucky in that I've got a rather large oral opening. But some people, obviously, they don't have a great deal of height on their jaw. They've got a narrow jaw. So a Kit Kat Chunky, that can be a lot of effort for someone with a narrow meeting of the molars.
Ooh, that's quite poetic.
Narrow meeting of the molars, of course, our 7th prog album. It's It's gonna be about. Have you ever seen the film Inner Space? Where Martin
Yes.
Short, but it's like that, but it's purely around teeth. So like, there's a guy who's shrunk down, and he's in a little spaceship, but he's just flying around somebody's mouth, and he gets to see plaque up close, and he has to fight the bacteria that's building up, but work with the good bacteria to protect the teeth. And obviously in the end he gets the girl. I don't know who the girl is yet. We've got to, that's got to be.
Well, it'll develop naturally through the telling of the story, I think.
But natural meeting of the Mars coming.
Less of an album, more of an opera.
2022. It's on its way. Don't you worry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on bass. What are you? What's your triangle? Is it anything else?
Well, obviously I'll bring in the triangle. I've got to bring my talents to bear somehow.
I think lead
cowbell
cowbell
is
I should.
a piece of farmyard equipment. No, cowbell can get the fuck off. If we're getting into this discussion, cowbell is not an instrument. Triangle is designed and tuned to be an instrument and can be tuned. Cowbell is a piece of farmyard machinery. I'm okay with in jazz because, you're experimental. You don't necessarily want to use instruments. Triangle is the superior, percussive, single-toned instrument.
Note to self, Google nation's favourite musical instruments. See how... Yeah.
Next time!
See what...
Next time. We do a 30 to 1 minute rundown. It won't be Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Right, so...
Anyway, yes.
Number seven.
Moving on.
I think maybe about right. Twix.
Oh, blinder. Yeah.
Nice bit of biscuit, caramel top, chocolate around the outside. You know what you're getting. However, what I would say is I hope this is double finger Twix and not lame-ass single finger Twix.
There's a what? I didn't know there was one.
You can get single finger Twixes. And
no, always go for double finger if you can. And you should.
That's what everyone in Elland was telling me.
Single finger just satisfying in quite the same way.
It just can't reach the places that two fingers can.
No, it's true, it can't. And they're big fingers as well. So, I mean, big, like, they're bigger than a standard.
Not as big as they used to be, but, age will do that.
That's always true.
Number 6, I'm surprised because I figured this would be higher and maybe be in a swap position with another one further up the list. Number 6 is the Mars bar.
This is the UK Mars bar, yeah.
Now, the thing is, with the Mars bar, despite my penchant for caramel, I feel that Mars bar is maybe the worst caramel-based chocolate. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, but I feel...
You still want to swap it
I thought it would be further up the list, based on heritage and social standing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I think it must be maybe the nougat that they use, but it just doesn't... Of all the caramel things I can think of, it's probably the lowest one. Like, it's my least go-to thing, which is weird.
Fair enough.
Number I'll be honest, these next 3, would not put them here, and I do not know why they're in these positions.
You're having real difficulty with these 3.
Number 5 is the twirl.
What?
Twirl. Number 5.
Okay.
Twirl is just a Cadbury Galaxy Ripple, or a Galaxy Ripple is just a Cadbury twirl.
Not a fan then?
I mean, I can eat them, but favourite?
But why?
That's not first on anybody's list.
So you're not even top 10 for that?
No, miles away from the top 10. No. That is lower echelons easily. And then, number 4 is the Cadbury's Flake, which is just a deconstructed twirl.
You really don't like the flaky chocolateness?
I prefer a twirl to a flake because a twirl, at least, you're not going to have the issues that you are with a flake. A flake, although...
Well, maybe not as many.
My favourite thing to do with a flake, in its newer wrapping, because obviously it's kind of a twist method now, break the flake up into as smaller parts as possible, and effectively eat it like dust, beckon it into your mouth.
Just pour it into your...
And just, like sherbet, just,
So you start off with smash it up on the desk, bash it in to crumbs.
Untwist, bit of an opening. Don't let your tongue touch, otherwise you have the sherbet problem. It's all going to gum up at the end.
Yeah, where the wrapper gets wet and it all just sticks. Yeah, just
hovering above your mouth.
Yeah, and if you can, just straight down to the back of the throat. Is that what you're thinking?
No, that's another thing.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah.
Okay, so flaky, crumbly chocolates.
Yeah, flake at number 4. Again, way lower for me. Way lower. Okay. Number 3 could perhaps be... I think this number 3 determines where you sit on the chocolate scale, because for me, this being number 3 is a travesty. Number 3... Wow. Bounty.
Yeah, not a number 3.
Not a number 3, by a mile. I have no issues with Bounty. I'm not like some people. I can happily gnaw on a coconutty goodness. But Come on, guys.
We've already discussed that it's not your favourite hero in the box, or
Celebrations.
Is it a hero?
Would be what it is.
Celebrations.
But
Damn it.
yeah, I mean, like in terms of what's in the Celebrations box, to rank them. So we've got in the Celebrations box, you've got normal Galaxy, Galaxy Caramel, a Malteser. Actually, that's a point.
Maltesers. This is it. Not heard of Maltesers yet.
Oh.
And I doubt they're in top 2.
I hate to say spoilers, but no. Wow.
Maltesers coming up.
No Maltesers.
Oh.
No Maltesers.
No Malteser. How? How no Malteser?
Wow. I didn't even twig until wow. Oh.
Now that is a snub. Considering some of the things that
someone
have come
beckoned
before.
the Yellow Jackets. Turkish Delight higher than a Malteser. This is exactly what Boris Johnson warned us about. My God.
Yeah. This is madness. Madness, I tell you. We're living in the after times. Right. I don't understand it.
Bin this list. Anyway.
It's completely wrong. And we're going to come up with our own anyway.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, it's in the celebrations. In the celebrations, we've got normal Galaxy, Galaxy Caramel, Maltesers, Bounty, Snickers, Mars. I think that's everything that's in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So, obviously, my top one.
Sure.
Top one in that is the Galaxy Caramel. Yeah. Then the Malteser, because...
Oh, ranked highly.
Exactly. Then the Snickers. Then it would probably be the Bounty.
So, okay.
Yeah, then Mars, then the normal Galaxy. Normal Galaxy, just on its own, for me, basic bitch. Basic bitch chocolate. And that is, although, saying that, just remember as well, there is no normal Galaxy in this list either. Spoiler alert.
No, there isn't.
No normal Galaxy bar, that does also surprise me.
I'm a little surprised by that, considering what I think is going to be at number 1. So let's continue. Number 2.
Well, what would you guess would be number 2 then?
Oh no, I don't know.
No, number 2. I've just mentioned it there. The Snickers.
Oh, okay. I was wondering when that was going to creep in. Okay.
I'm okay with
if it had been completely ignored.
Weirdly, although I don't like Mars, I'm really about Snickers. I think it's something about adding those peanuts. It obviously makes it a bit better. But I'm not happy it's number 2, but I can live with it. I can live with that being number 2. Right. So, number 1, go on.
Is what I would call the basic bitch of chocolate, I think, is the Dairy Milk bar.
Yep.
Cadbury's Dairy Milk chocolate.
Yeah.
No, completely wrong. Completely wrong choice.
I think that is most definitely just based on, like, it's a staple, and it's...
Yeah, but it's boring.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Dull choice.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2,000 adults in the UK. I disagree entirely with you.
I mean, just to mention something else that isn't there. There's no. It obviously maybe indicates there's not many middle class tossers there, but green and black chocolate, nothing there.
No green and blacks.
No green and black chocolate there.
What are they playing at?
Yeah.
What are they playing at?
Yeah.
There's no, and this is a little bit of a niche one, and this is the one that I put in the kind of Christmas or party celebration bucket. Matchsticks.
Oh, what flavour?
I think probably the mint ones.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mint matchsticks, I think.
To be honest, I don't think there's a bad flavour of matchstick.
I agree. Do you know what else isn't in this top 30 list?
Go on.
But I think everybody would definitely love.
Go on.
Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Ooh, controversial choice. Ooh.
No appearance, but top 30, surely.
Ooh. I think like you may also be able to say, and maybe it's the reason why things like green and blacks aren't in there, because green and blacks kind of doesn't have a definitive kind of go-to. So like it's not like there's variations of green and blacks. So
well, you could just as equally have green and blacks milk chocolate.
But that's just it. That there's no like if you were gonna go, I want a milk chocolate, or I'll get a dairy milk, or I'll get a Galaxy. You wouldn't go, oh, I'll get green and blacks. Like there's no go-to for green and blacks. And similarly, like I like Thornton's chocolate, and there's no Thornton's chocolate in here. But that is because their method.
I don't think they sell like a chocolate bar, do they?
Well, they do, but they're all essentially in Thornton's stores. So
right, okay.
Their method of sale hinders their ability to be on this list, I believe.
Right.
Things like that. But yeah,
you might be right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Terry's Chocolate Orange is an interesting one.
Completely absent. I think that I would have thought Terry's would have ranked quite highly, if not top 10, top 15. I think.
Well, I think maybe because, like I said, the time of the year that this came out was round about May time. So maybe it's what you're saying. Maybe it's a seasonal thing.
Yeah, maybe it's a seasonal thing.
Interview him around Christmas. Maybe that changes. Yeah. Maybe Terry's.
Everybody's talking about it. They're like, yeah, Terry's.
Oh, Terry's Chocolate Orange. Yes, please, mister.
Yes, please.
So if you were going to do a top 5, then what? I know that you really have a top. Well, go on. You just do your top 3 because you've got your top 3. So what would your top 3 be?
Well, for Christmas this year from work, I did get a box of the Lindor Lindt chocolates, and they are going down a treat. I am a fan of those. They're very nice. So I think that's probably right up at the top.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so. And then I haven't bought a bar of chocolate for so long that I don't know what I would want. If somebody said go buy a bar of chocolate, I'd have no idea what to buy.
Wow. Okay.
Although I do quite like a Twix and a cup of tea. Probably a Twix would be up there.
Okay.
Go on then. Do you have a top 3 or a top 5?
Number 1 is Galaxy Caramel. That is the be all end all.
Thought of another one that isn't even on the list, and it definitely should be.
Go on.
Freddo's.
Fred.
That is a devastating lack of commitment by the British public.
What about? That's just made me think of other childhood favourites. What about the Chomp and the Curly Whirly?
Yeah, Curly Whirly. What a
Now,
what were these people thinking? They're not even on the list.
Something about the Curly Whirly. I've not had them for a while, and then I had one the other day. I'm sure Curly Whirlies used to be quite a soft thing. Like, it was kind of softer caramel. One that you could quite easily bite through. When I bit through one the other day, it was really, like, hard and stringy caramel. It wasn't the easy, chewy stuff.
No, it's always been quite a stretchy thing, rather than like the fudge, which is quite just malleable. Yeah. It's always had a bit of a elastic to it. My feeling with it is that they are better when they're slightly warm.
Mm.
And it being January and middle of winter, they're going to be cold. Keep it in your desk drawer for, like, buy it at breakfast. Keep it in your desk drawer until, like, lunchtime. It'll probably be fine back then.
Keep it in your back pocket. Sit on it for a bit.
Yeah, sit on it for a bit.
But I do like a Chomp as well. That's like the Chomp is very
childhood chocolate sauce.
Thick caramel.
Ignored. So, Galaxy Caramel.
Galaxy Caramel, number 1. Number 2 would probably be Cadbury's Caramel, I imagine. Actually, no. Number 2 would be Whisper Gold. Definitely. Strong number 2, Whisper Gold.
Very strong.
Number 3, probably looking at... I would probably go with this. I would go with the Snickers bar, number 3.
Oh.
Yeah. Boost bar, number 4.
Oh. Wow, you're dragging that one right up from the bottom of the table.
Yeah. And then it's kind of a 3-way tie for number 5. And it's very much mood dependent. It'd either be Picnic, Cadbury Caramel, or Rolo.
Oh, Rolo. Forgot about them. They should definitely be further up the table. Yeah.
It would be one of those 3, and it's hard to kind of decide off the top of my head, but those would be what was vying. Well, I'll tell you what, if we make it a top 10, I'll extend mine. So, tell you what, we'll go with...
Now you've got 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, so we'll go Galaxy Caramel... Cadbury Caramel, number 5. Number 6, Rolo.
Rolo, gotta be.
7, Picnic.
Yep.
So we've got 8, 9, 10. It would probably be... I think you've got to have the fudge in there. You've got to have Cadbury Fudge in your top 10.
Yeah.
Then I think it's a really good call with Minty Matchmakers. I think it's a really good call.
Minty Matchmakers, yeah.
Because you just need something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
And then...
And would you have those over and after 8?
Yeah. After 8's are good, but it's the...
They're slightly crunchy, minty.
Exactly. It's not the fondant can make them a little bit sickly. The minty fondant.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right, yeah.
And number 10, I would probably go with the Malteser.
Yeah.
Mentioning fondant, though, something which wasn't included, and again, possibly because it is very seasonal affected, a Cadbury cream egg.
I was thinking about this. The cream egg, yeah. Does that count as a chocolate?
I would say so.
If the survey was for the nation's favourite chocolate bar, I can see why it wasn't on there. But if that's the case, then why is the Rolo in there? Why is the Munchies?
Exactly. They're not bars.
It's still a chocolate sweet.
Yeah.
And now, one other one which I can kind of see why it isn't in there, because they're not usually counted as chocolates, even though they are mostly chocolate. Smarties and M&Ms.
I've never really liked Smarties. That's been one of those meh chocolates. M&Ms, normal M&Ms, I can't stand.
How about peanut butter?
I've not had peanut butter M&Ms. I've had peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms, okay.
Peanut M&Ms are okay.
Yeah.
This is like, you know those memes where it's like a little bit of light coming out of a brain, a lot of light coming out.
Yeah.
So it'd be normal M&Ms.
Bit of thinking.
Peanut M&Ms.
Slightly higher thought.
I think it's just caramel M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
Biscuit M&Ms.
Mind blown.
Boom. right into the netherverse. Man, I'm about biscuit M&Ms. They are. That is my M&M jam right there. Ooh, man.
Biscuit M&Ms.
I really want some chocolate now. God damn.
Works up an appetite for you.
Yeah, I've still got chocolate left over from Christmas as well because I've been trying not to devour it all too quick. And
Are you gonna raid it now? Go and find a.
Well, I do actually have a little
delicious,
delicious
whisper gold.
A box full of the little Galaxy caramels that you get in Celebration because you can buy them all separate. So I got given them for Christmas. So
somebody knows that they're your favourites.
Yeah, indeed.
So there you go. Top 10 chocolates.